Another thing, I'm seeing a lot of hate towards the song Cancel. Like, what, how did we lost the plot this bad? Because, like, that's a masterpiece. That song is incredible. First, like, let me kind of paint a picture. When you watch cartoon as kids or different movie and they have like this cool villain that is misunderstood, try picturing them singing Cancel. I promise you, the experience will be different. Like, it has such an underlying sinister tone. Like, it could be like this misunderstood villain. Like when you watch, like, say Descendants or like say Maleficent, like those villains that are just so misunderstood because they're really like a good guy. That's what Cancel gave. Like, I don't know how you guys missed it. Like, welcome to my underworld. Like, hello, or get much? Like, come on, we did not lose the plot that much. Another thing is saying that I'm seeing that you're saying Cancel is not about Blake Lively, it's about Sophie Turner or like other persons that's been cancelled. And like, let's go back to form because, like, first of all, let's understand what Cancel is. What did Taylor intend with this song? So I do believe that Taylor intended for this song first to be kind of like a boss girl anthem in a sense. Not necessarily for girls, but mostly for like girls or celebrities that has been wrongfully cancelled that they can pop to. She was, I'll say, try to do what I Can Do With a Broken Heart did, where everyone could relate to working through such a difficult time and still pulling through. And it's like this anthem of motivation to everyone, right? She wanted to do that on a more singular level towards the whole cancellation, the cancel culture that's taking place because she has been a victim. She has seen her friends been a victim of it. And she wanted a song to be like, you know what? Being cancelled is not the end of the world. Right? So I think that was one of the forefront ideas for Cancel, not to give wicked people or evil people ammunition to have a song to excuse their behavior. Like, that's crazy. How did you guys get there? So first we have to go to what Taylor Swift said about the song. So based on what she released during the movie release for the theater and the song Cancel, to summarize it, you guys can go and read. She was basically saying she wanted to make a song where, for because everyday person, like I said, she wanted that old theme anthem, like I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, where persons could relate to. After having gone through it herself and seeing how traumatic that is, person kind of look to her now for advice on how to navigate that. You have to know how to read between the lines to see what Taylor Swift really is saying, because she's gonna give you the tea, but you have to understand. So she was saying that, oh, because someone is being cancelled and people are like, they're radioactive, she's not gonna stay away from them. What did the public expect her to do with Blake Lively because Blake Lively was cancelled? Exactly, to stay away from her. So she was basically saying, oh, you guys are saying I should stay away from Blake Lively, but I'm not, unless she proves she's a bad person. That's basically what she was saying, that she don't judge person based on like something that happened publicly to cause them to be cancelled unless she known them to be a bad person. Blake was with her throughout Reputation. They have had a good relationship. She's like, basically we can say like the aunt to her kids, right? Do you think that situation could really throw away a friendship? Come on, be serious. We have friends, and y'all go on the internet every day to like memes and posts about going into court to defend your friend when they're wrong and telling the judge, but Your Honor, you weren't even there. These are human beings. Same way they would have precious relationship that is not going to be thrown away over certain things that can be worked out and build on. But let's take it a step further. Let's break down some of the. We're gonna go through what really stand out to Blake, because this song isn't just about Blake Lively, but it's about like all her friends that have been cancelled, the whole situation of being cancelled and her experience. But it's more so common theme to Blake than like anyone else, right? So that's where we're gonna go to. So Candice Owens did this section on her and Taylor and Blake regarding the old case and Justin Bieber situation, and she said, "I'm going to call this one Girl Boss Too Close to the Sun." Now, I don't know about anyone, but I've never yet heard "Girl Boss Too Close to the Sun" in any context. It's not a popular phrase to be heard out to say, "Oh, this is a coincidence." No. No one says girl boss too close to the sun. So the fact that it's in this line that said, "Did you girl boss too close to the sun?" the case is closed. But if you need more convincing, let's go, right? She said, "I like my whiskey sour." Who has a beverage line? Blake Lively, exactly. Not Sophie Turner. Okay, following through. Poison 20 flowers. Now, I could be reaching here, but I did see, because I didn't follow the case tit for tat, so, don't argue with me about that, because I don't know. But I do see where Blake was in interview talking about floral jesses, flowers, and people were saying that she was insensitive because the movie is about, something very serious, and she was being what? Tone deaf, which is the next line. Tone deaf and hot, let's effing offer. You guys are saying Sophie got cancelled, but I've yet to see anyone call her tone deaf. They were saying like, based on what I found out, because I didn't even know she was cancelled, to be honest. And based on what I found out, they were saying she's a bad mom and so forth, which is just horrible. And if Taylor was making reference to that, best believe she's a lyrical genius. She would have put in something about a mother, divorce or something of that sort. She would have put included in it to say, oh, not to Sophie. But the fact that she had these line and tone deaf, a lot of persons, because that was one of the things that I saw going around, is that Blake was tone deaf in her interviews, because while Justin was talking on the topic spreading awareness, she was in interview talking about floral justice. There was even this thing that I saw about her having inappropriate names for her beverage and like, being very tone deaf to the whole situation. I don't think we need to say anymore. Like those two really throw it in. And everyone wanted to know where she stand. Like, oh, you need to she cut Blake off and blah blah blah. And that's why the course is like, well, good thing I like my friend cancel. Surprise, surprise. I still am friends with Blake. Like, it's not that serious, and rightfully so, because like, yeah. No, I may be reaching, but for me, I don't see anyone clock this line. But the line that says, did they catch you having too much fun? Come with me, when they see us, they'll run. Something wicked this way come. For me, that is a direct line towards the Blake calling her a dragon. I think she's basically saying, I'm a dragon, so stick with me, because when they see us, you run. That, if you watch Game of Thrones, when Khaleesi showed up in King Landing with Jakaros, best believe bitches were running. Bitches were running because Jakaros was burning place down. And to me, it's kind of like the same reference, like, stick with me. When they see us, they'll run. Something wicked. Yeah, maybe I'm reaching, but I could see that. So there are other references to other person. Like, a lot of person saying that, oh, there's two L's with cancer. I'm surprised America doesn't spell like that, but like, British we spell like that. In the Caribbean, we spell it with two L's because like with one L, the word look deformed. So if you learn to spell cancer or experience spelling cancer with two L, I promise you will not want to go back to spelling it with one L. It looks weird with one L. So no surprise it's there. And maybe she's nodded towards Sophie as well, because it can be more than one person. But the main person this addresses is Blake, as well as the intent behind the song. Especially when she was talking about herself, that, I'm not here to cast judgment, right? Because she did say that, oh, she's not gonna cast judgment based on like what basically happened in public, only if she'd known the person to be bad and so forth, right? So she said, they stood by me before my exoneration. They believe I was innocent, so I'm not here for judgment. No. I may be wrong, but during rep era, I didn't see much of Taylor and Sophie. What we did see though is Taylor and Blake. So like, she stood by her through reputation. So and Taylor's like, hey, I'm not here to cast judgment, because everybody's expecting her to cast that judgment and Blake and the situation, right? And I see a lot of people saying that, oh, they're not friends online or so forth. You have to understand they're a public figure. The moment someone public figure is kind of little tainted, you have to step back a bit. That doesn't mean life of a showgirl. We may not be performing on stage for the public to see, but behind them curtains, we still cool. So, yeah. So, not to say that you guys should hate the song, because a lot of person hate the idea of the song being about Blake, so they prefer it to be about someone else and so forth. And I think that's also the point of the song, because it's because you guys don't want it to about that. But she's like, but you guys wanted my opinion, and it's like, good thing I like my friend Cancel, which is like kind of crazy to people, like, why would you like your friend Cancel? But as she said, when you get Cancel, you kind of learn from it, you grow, your edges become sharper, and it's like a whole bonding experience. It's like saying that, you cannot understand something or bond over something unless you've been through it. It's like if you're poor and somebody has been rich their entire life, you're like, you know what, you cannot understand the struggles. You see it, but you just don't know. But when they have lost everything and they have been poor and they come back up, you're like, you understand what it's like over on that side, and we have something to bond about. It can make us a better person. Because like, based on what we're saying, like, Blake is this horrible person and so forth. We don't really know her. She's a public figure, right? and everyone does bad thing. I don't know if she's wrong or right in the situation. I didn't follow it that to that T, but based on the news that I saw, I was able to deduct these things, right? But whether she's a good person or a bad person, in a sense, it's like they can learn, they can evolve. Like everyone does bad things or get in a little mess every now and then. It doesn't mean like, oh, we're this evil person when the world should shun us, and everyone that we know and care about and stood by during their hard times should abandon us. So if Taylor and Blake is still friends, love that loyalty, love that band, it just means that they had such a good relationship. And if it's too salty and they're no longer friends, I don't know what your relationship is like. Deuces. Love that for you guys. Hope everybody heals, everybody's doing well. So yeah, but you guys can interpret however you want. Just don't hate on the song, don't hate on Taylor. And no more hate toward Blake or Justin or anyone in that situation. Like, good thing I let my friends cancel.